Welcome back to the Hunger Games podcast. Today we'll be talking about part two, the games. We are joined by me, your lovely host, Emily, and
Diego.
And I'm Benjamin.
And I'm Ahmed Masood.
okay. Today, let's kick it off with a quick summary of each chapter. So, in chapter 10, Katniss gets mad at Peter for confessing his love to her, and Katniss pushes him, which causes his hands to get cut on glass shards from a vase. And Katniss spends the rest of the whole time worrying about the upcoming games. She thinks about how it will all play out. Peter and Katniss discuss with Haymitch what the strategies will be in the games. In this chapter, the 74th Hunger Games officially begin. In the next chapter, Katniss gets prepared to run for the bow and arrow, or weapon of choice, but Peter distracts her for a split second, which causes her to lose focus and not be able to get a good run for the bow and arrow. Because of this, she gets frustrated and decides to get a backpack. At the same time, she grabs the bag, and another boy grabs the same bag. In the end, though, some girl threw a knife and killed him. So, Katniss takes the opportunity and takes a backpack and runs as far as she can into the forest, away from the other tributes. It gets dark, and she decides to sleep in a tree. A ghost starts a fire, and a group of tributes find her and kill her. The group is the Careers. They walk past Katniss, and as they're talking, she realizes that Peeta is one of the people in the group. A total of 12 tributes died. In chapter 12, Peeta goes to finish killing the girl who lit the fire. Afterwards, Katniss exits the sleeping bag and collects the food for Rosnea's brought her. By now, she's dehydrated and goes to search for water. Eventually, she finds a pond and purifies the water, drinking an entire half gallon. Nobody dies this chapter, but the wall of fire approaches.
At chapter 13, Katniss waits the wall of fire, but it scorches her hands and leg. She goes to the pond to relieve the pain. When she hears the Careers approaching, she climbs up a high tree. They attempt to climb up to no avail. They couldn't climb up. They leave afterward. Katniss spots Shrew and points to something above her head. And we learn at chapter 14, Katniss was resting on top of a tree, then she saw Shrew. And then she saw a Jackers. They are mutated beasts that they are real toxic. Even can kill anybody with one sting from them. And she think of really risky plan to kill Careers. Then she will drop the house of the Tucker Jacks on top of the Careers, and when they fall, they will attack them. But if she accidentally drops somewhere else, if she didn't do quick enough, one of the Tucker Jackers can sting her and possibly kill her. But even so it's risky, she decides to do it and goes up of the tree. And before dropping the tracker jackers, she signaled Rue before dropping that she will have time to escape from there. And then few seconds later, she gets the answer from far away, and she understands that she got away from the area. Then she cuts the house and drops on top of the Careers. But three of them tracker jackers seeing her, but she able to stand while some of the Careers run. Two of them were trying to fight with the tracker jackers, but both of them get stung and they die. She waits for the tracker jackers to go away to get the bow and arrows, but she gets shocked when she sees the hovercraft on top of, but it gets the other Career that behind her, and she continues to try to get the arrow from her hand, and she saw Speeda with his sword. but he doesn't attack her. Instead, tell her to run, and then she runs as fast as she can, but stops and her vision gets worse, and then she faints on top of a tree.
In chapter 15, Katniss wakes up after she faints from the Tracker Jackers. She realizes that Peeta has saved her life. She feels more confident in herself and her survival now that she has a bow and arrow. She goes to find water and hunt along the way using her bow and arrow. She kills an animal that looks like a turkey and gets to cook it. She also notices that Rue has been following her and asks Rue if she wants to make an alliance. Rue agrees to team with Katniss, and they sit and eat together and talk about the districts. We learn that District 11, where Rue is from, is an agricultural district. Rue and Katniss realize that Katniss has glasses that allow her to see in the dark. Rue also talks about how she has spied on the careers and about what they have. This makes Katniss think that Rue and her should go on the offensive. In chapter 16, Katniss and Rue fully trust each other. They discuss a plan to attack the career supplies. They decide that Rue will create 3 different campfires as a distraction to lead the careers away from their supplies. While Rue does that, Katniss will go to the career supplies and figure out a way to destroy them. She notices that a boy from District 3 somehow rearmed the mines and used them as a trap. She figured this out because Foxface did a weird little walk to get to the supplies. This helped Katniss notice that there is a trap. She decides to shoot a part of the supplies, which causes all the mines to explode, and the explosions sent her flying back.
In chapter 17, with 3 of Katniss's arrows exploding the mines of the couriers that protect her food supply, she goes deaf in both ears. Cato comes to the place with his group looking at the boy from District 4 that placed and activated the mines and views him as a worthless person now and kills him. Katniss then escapes while her right ear heals, but her left ear doesn't. Katniss then heads back to meet up with Rue. To hear Rue calling for help for Katniss to figure out Rue is trapped in a net. In chapter 18, Katniss reaches Rue trying to free her, but before she can, a tribute from District 1 stabs Rue with a spear. Katniss immediately kills him with an arrow. While Rue dies in Katniss's arms, Katniss makes a promise to Rue that she'll win. Katniss sings to Rue as she passes away, then decorates Rue's body with flowers as a sign of respect. Then District 11 gives a piece of bread to Katniss as a sign of a thank you. With a new rule being announced later that night, 2 tributes from the same district can win the Hunger Games together. Katniss immediately calls out for Peeta because of this new rule.
Let's ask ourselves a few questions now, shall we? Did the games go as you expected? Well, the games did not go as I expected, because I did not expect Katniss to team up with Rue. As well, I didn't expect her plans, such as sabotaging the careers and using the Tracker Jacker. Also, I was expecting Katniss to have to murder Peeta close to the end of the games as a final showdown of sorts. But at the end of chapter 18, we learned that they could both win, meaning that will not happen. Slightly disappointing, but oh well. And for me, I believe that the best characters from this part, Katniss and Rue, genuinely stole the show. Their relationship kept me engaged in the book, and it's interesting how Katniss views Rue like she does Prim. I also love seeing her form strategies with Rue. So, my reaction to major events. When Katniss devised a plan to sabotage the careers, I got very immersed in the book, as I love fast-paced action. After the explosion, I was shocked, in awe at the courage and the potential damage it could do to Katniss. As well, when Rue died, I was quite surprised and devastated. She was one of my favorite characters, as previously mentioned. And when Katniss used it as an act of rebellion, added an emotion only described as respect. At the end of chapter 18, I was filled with a new sense of hope for Katniss, as there could be 2 winners now, meaning she could team up with Peeta, meaning the odds have just increased in her favor. And in the future, I believe Peeta and Katniss will find each other and team up for the rest of the game. I believe they will keep up the star-crossed lovers act in order to receive gifts from sponsors to stay alive. And the final word, I really like the fast-paced action of this book. Right up my alley. So far, 10 out of 10.
For the games, if it went expected, the games almost went how I expected it, as there were many plot twists with the Tracker Jackers and with PETA um having an alliance with the other tributes, as some of the parts were unexpected, like Rue's and Katniss's alliance. With the most unexpected was Rue's death, which made me very sad. With the fast-paced action being the most expected. The the best characters from this part was Peeta, Rue, and Katniss, as they were basically all working together except between Peeta and Rue, which made them more confident and more successful in the Hunger Games as they helped each other, while Rue and Katniss gave food to each other and support, while Peeta helps Katniss when she was about to get killed by Keto, and Peeta fights Keto. For my for the major events of my reaction, um, when Rue dies, as Katniss gets confident in herself because of it, and she tells Rue that she would win. Katniss wanted revenge for Rue's death, so she got further into the games. Before that, Rue teamed up with Katniss, which I really supported. When they planned to attack the Curios, it was a really impressive plan to remove their food. When Katniss destroys the career supplies, I was surprised that she was really smart to figure out the mines. For the Wall of Fire, it was really unexpected because I thought there would just be them living out with no unrealistic occurrences. When Katniss killed the two tributes with Tracker Jackers, I thought it was really smart because she was guarded by many tributes, but she managed to kill them and escape. When Katniss killed the boy from Tribute 1, I was happy because Katniss got revenge for Rue. Katniss killing 3 tributes in all of Part 2 was really surprising for me because I thought Katniss would just stay out of in a hiding spot the whole time and just stay out until the last person. My inferences on what will happen is that I think Katniss will find Peeta hidden somewhere because of his injuries and that they will win the games together with Haymitch being proud of them. And for the real world events in this book that could relate to our lives now is a real life event is the class system we have in our modern society. This relates to the book because in the Hunger Games there are various districts, with the higher districts being wealthier while the lower districts are more poor. This relates to the class system because we have upper and lower classes which are based on wealth. The upper class generally gets to live a more lavish lifestyle while the lower class has to be more frugal. The capital uses the games to fear monger the districts so that they will not disobey. Our government has used fear mongering to gain popularity after the 9/11 attacks, resulting in an overshadowing of other U.S. issues and widespread fear across the country.
Did the games go as I expected? The games so far were better than I expected. There was a lot of action and strategy. For example, Katniss using the Tracker Jackers as a weapon was a very smart move because of surprise attack on the careers, and it caused 2 of the careers to die. I like that Rue and Katniss team up as it brings a sense of emotion and friendship into the games. They made a really good team, which is why I was sad Rue died, and in such an anticlimactic way. If she had to die, I would rather prefer her dying in like a really cool fight or intense moment, not just by being caught in a net. Some major moments in part 2 were that the tributes were released and the careers formed a group. Katniss receives a backpack from a dead tribute. The wall of fire forced Katniss to move. Katniss kills 2 careers using tracker jackers. Rue teams up with Katniss, and they plan to attack the career supplies. Katniss destroys the career supplies. Rue dies in this part, and Katniss kills the boy from District 1 that killed Rue. Katniss killed a total of 3 tributes. The best characters in this part for me are Peeta, Rue, and Katniss. They were the best because Peeta saved Katniss. Katniss killed 2 of the careers using a smart strategy by using the tracker jackers to attack them. And when Rue and Katniss teamed up, they were able to destroy the career supplies. I also liked the boy from District 3 because I thought it was cool that he was able to reset the mines. My reaction to some major events was that when Katniss used the tracker jackers to kill 2 of the careers, I thought it was very cool and smart from her. I also liked how she was able to use her bow and arrow to destroy the career supplies, and that how she got it from the career she killed. And I will also compare 2 tributes. I will compare Katniss and Rue. They are similar because they both know how to survive in the wild fairly decently, and they can also both climb trees. And they are different because Katniss is 16 and Rue is 12, and Rue comes from District 11, which focuses on agriculture, and Katniss comes from District 12, which focuses on coal mines. I think Katniss, inferences on what will happen. I think Katniss will try to find Peeta, and they will work together as I predicted. This will help them win the games. I also believe that they will build a friendship with each other, considering that they have a high chance of bonding in these do-or-die situations. Some additional comments I had was that I really liked the boy from District 3 because I thought it was so cool that he was able to reset the mines. I wish that they went into a little bit more details in the characters though. For example, the boy from District 3 had such a cool talent, and the book could have gone a little bit into more depth about him.
The games kind of went like I expected, that Peeta will betray Katniss at the games, but at chapter 14, we got another plot twist that Peeta helping her to run away from Curious, which is crazy. But I didn't expect that Katniss and Rue will be built in alliances, and I thought Rue will die early on the games. But I thought if they even build alliances, she will not die because of the plot armor. But I guess I'm wrong because she dies at chapter 18, which was really sad. Best characters from this part was, I believe, Katniss, Rue, and Peeta were the best characters in this part. Katniss and Peeta relationship made me confused, but I like it. It has a complex structure, but it makes me entertained. Katniss and Rue made in alliances. But she died at the end of the part, and which is sad. Reaction to major events. A major event in this part was Peeta killing a girl from District 8, and other characters planning to kill Katniss and using Peeta to get information about her, because they're scared that she's really strong because she got 11 points from game makers. And Katniss learning Peeta betrayed her to win. I feel great because I predict what's gonna happen. But later, at chapter 14, Peeta helps Katniss from escaping Curious, even though she attacked her. with Tracker Jackers early on this chapter, I feel even more great because we got second plot twist in this part, which is made me happy. And later, Peter sacrificed himself or to save Katniss, which was even more great. My inferences on what will happen that I think that Peter and Katniss will make a new alliances and for real they will be team to win the games. I don't think there will be any plot twist, but we'll see. Additional comments. I like the ability of Rue to jump around the trees and can leave the area in an instant like a monkey. Like it resembles my nickname, the alien monkey. And that's it.